Another lovely day to train and ride. Hopefully, not a super long lesson. Confession time. I'd rather be cleaning my fridge. We spend a lot of time just standing at the mounting block doing nothing. Because in actuality, it isn't nothing we're practicing. It's being calm and quiet and eliminating that whole jump on and run forward that I particularly don't care for. So she doesn't know, am I going to get back down? Am I going to go to the left, right, back, forward? Or are we just going to chill? I'm hoping she picks up on my chill vibe today. That's the mood. Got a little piece of poop in your hair. As evidenced by the sweat and heavy breathing. It's one of those 2-step forward, 1-step back situations. Rather than going down her path like I asked her to, she threw it in reverse and said, no! Really tries my patience. Steve had to remind me yesterday because it's super not fun thinking I'm making progress and then suddenly we're just having a difficult time doing something that seems or should be easy. She's a lot like my mule. I don't know if you noticed, but we got a long ear in there. And she's gonna make me work for it, that's for sure. All I wanted was to ride out just like we'd done a couple days in a row. And today she decided to just flat out refuse, threw it in reverse, not going that way. She's got it in her head, and she's partially correct. There's a round pen down there, there's trails out there, it's work out there. And this is her barn, this is where her buddies are, this is where she gets her cereal. Sven's tied up because he wouldn't get out of the way. Sorry, Sven. So we just went to work here instead. She's got to get it out of her head that she can avoid work, that she, by going in reverse or running towards the barn, or, I mean, you want to go to work here, let's go to work here. So that's what we're going to do. And times like these, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Sometimes I feel like it's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Steve reminded me how hard I had to work for my long ear in there, Bo, who's now Mr. Fantastic. I'll put 4-year-olds on him. I'll put 80-year-olds on him. I'll put beginners, advanced, doesn't matter. He is fantastic. But boy, he made me work for it. And it's a funny thing. Anyone who's ridden a mule or an intelligent, stubborn mare, once they decide to hand it over, then you've got them. But boy, she's not there yet. She's being pushed to levels and limits, doing things she just, would rather not. So we're going to keep working through this. Ken said, if your horse isn't sweating and you're not sweating, then you're both just wasting your time. At least we're not wasting our time. This is our 2nd or 3rd time down this road. When we head back to the barn, we work. Trot, leg yield, nonstop, 5-10 minutes at a time until we sweat. And then I point her to the road and let her breathe, and we're gonna walk mosey, no problem. Me being the horse trader and who I am, I always like to push it just a little further. Right here, there's an incline, which we worked on yesterday. It leads to the round pen. She's got it in her little horsey brain. If she goes down that incline, it means more work. She may or may not be right. I mean, it just depends on the mood, but it's not for you to decide to tell me we're not going down there. So she planted her feet and told me, told me to stick it where the sun don't shine. And I have a feeling we're going to have a few more cycles of this. But my idea is when we get down here and on this road, we breathe, we chill. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Although I should, because she's just dang smart. Man, she's more mule than horse. I don't know, I'm starting to wonder, what do I have here? A donkey in disguise. Pure sweat, and me too, but Probably not as bad as she is. Here she is, freestanding up this hill that she would not stop charging. Charging, I mean, just stiffly, angrily walking and trotting up. A lot of people look at it and think I'm being fussy, but if I'm asking you to slowly and calmly walk, then that's what you need to do, not high-headed weirdness. We're standing there. As I mentioned before, she would, nah, and so we would run, and I actually mean run, back to the barn, work our butts off, come back down. We did this twice. And whew, I'm just so happy. This time she went, she let her breath out and just slowly made her way down here. And oh my goodness, we're standing next to the round pen and we're resting because, oh shoot, as soon as she came down here, I just jumped off. That is the ultimate release for this horse. They enjoy their carrots and treats and scratches, but what they really, really want is to just be left alone. She's totally thinking, what just happened? Oh, now we're going back to the barn, completely dog walking on our own. I am close to tears. Oh. Now, tomorrow could be another day. We could take another 3 steps back, but God, I pray to God. I thank God for days like, well, I thank God always, but oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Take us home, Scout. Well, poop. I just had to push it. I asked for one more descent of the incline, or a decline incline, you know, the little hill by the round pen. And she refused. I gave her a chance and gave her a hint by, you know, let's really, Scout, do you really want to do that? And she said, oh yeah, I do. So we loped up this hill once again and worked. I stopped her there. Worked this little parking lot for 8 minutes. And I know that because I timed it. 30 seconds of work. Whoops. 30 seconds of work, loping, trotting, bending. Feels like eternity. We're at the bottom of that hill next to the round pen again. I'm kind of over my tears of joy for now because we've been up and down this hill a few times already. And I still haven't gotten to clean my fridge. I had to make a decision. While coming down this hill, she did refuse. But rather than turn her in a circle and race her back up the hill and work her up by the barn, I got in a tussle with her, meaning I just put the spur to her and insisted we go down this hill. Her refusal really isn't that big of a deal, except it is because it's a refusal. And although she refused and it's not perfect or great, the fact that she came down at all, I'm making this right here, and this is the hill I'm talking about. This joke of a thing. She gets stuck up there on the road because the road takes her home, which she's still thinking is relief and release. I'm trying to reprogram her donkey brain because I'm convinced we got ourselves a donkey here, everybody. This is where you want to be. So wherever your horse decides to tell you no or get into that tussle, just bring the arena to them. There is no avoiding the work. You gotta work. Yep. All right. We went up and down the hill by the round pen 3 times. The 3rd time, I am thrilled to announce, was the best. I didn't climb down that 3rd time, although I could have, and that may have sent a clearer signal to her that doing what I ask is just easier. But I still put her next to the round pen, and we just sat there together and we chilled and we talked. And she told me she's in a hurry because she's got housework to do too. I'm like, girl, why don't you just say so? So today's takeaway is, if you're not sweating, which believe me, I am, if your horse isn't sweating, you're wasting your time. If there is a particular spot on your ranch or even, the horse trailer or anywhere that they're avoiding, they run from, they're saying, then make that temporarily their sweet spot, work them wherever it is they want to go to. Usually it's the barn or where their buddies are. So work them around their buddies, work them around the barn, work them around the hay pile, or wherever it is they're trying to get to, where they think the escape is, bring the arena to them. So work them in that comfy spot. And then when they get to that spooky tree in the pasture, or in our case, the round pen, or a ridiculous hill, go figure, I don't know, we had a mental thing against it. That's where we rest. And lo and behold, she started seeking out that round pen, and she started seeking out that hill. We have to repeat this lesson several more times over the next few weeks before it really concretes. But hey, she did it. So we are done for today. I give you today a B-. Yeah. Hi. Yeah. Big reason why I'm making these videos is to show everything I've learned over the past. Geez, that's beautiful. Yeah, that's nice. Everything I've learned over the past 20 years, and a lot of condensed learning in the past 7, when I started studying with Ken McNabb in Wyoming. A lot of the times it's hard to remember how far a horse and I have come. This was my 2-year-old who I broke and trained 4 years ago, and he's the best. This little mule gave me a run for my money until we made some breakthroughs, and hi, yeah, you're the best. Full disclosure, I said some bad words today. One of these trainers, I want to say Pat Pirelli, who I've never met or studied with, but I'm familiar with his stuff, and you can learn something from all of these trainers. Every trainer's got every single trainer, every single rider has something to offer, even if it's what not to do. Anyone who knows me, I say this Abe Lincoln quote a lot. 100% of the people you meet will teach you something, even if 90% of them teach you what not to do. And I'm not saying it about Pat Pirelli. He's full of there's some really good stuff. I think it was him who said, a man who is hitting a horse is a man who is out of ideas. I'm not saying I was hitting my horse, but I did say some very bad words. Clearly, I lost my cool. Oh, how am I supposed to ask these creatures to keep their emotions in check if I'm not doing the same? You got to play fair. If you want everything from them, then you got to be willing to give everything back, right? I mean, other than my bed, I'm not sharing my bed with you. No, no, you can smile all you want.